Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Gaming Weekly.
Yeah, we did it. We're obsessed with Apex Legends.
We sure are.
Just
actually.
like everybody else.
It's no Titanfall and we're still a little salty about that. But wow, it's actually really good. It might even be our favorite battle royale ever.
I
think so.
Quite a claim there.
So that's a big claim for me because I don't like the genre.
Do you think it would win in the battle royale of battle royale?
No, I don't know.
All right.
Who would win that one, Alana? I don't know.
Tetris 99.
That's good. That's a good one.
That's a good one, yeah. But if you can't bring a gun to a tetrad fight.
That's what they're called, right,
what
Lawrence?
the fuck is a
They're
tetrad?
called tetrominos. God damn it.
I don't know if we're allowed to use that word.
Tetramino?
Yeah, the Tetris company's been a little litigious lately.
Okay.
Well,
anyway.
just like my grandma used to say, tetronimos.
And just like your grandma, Overkill's The Walking Dead has been kind of canceled, but not really.
You canceled my grandma?
Yep.
She's been dead for years.
That's right, but finally we need to talk about boobs, so buckle up.
Oh, what have they done this time? Ruined more video games? Those stupid boobs?
Maybe, perhaps, but first let's talk about Apex Legends.
Yeah, Alana, why don't you talk about Apex Legends? You love it.
Yeah, well, we loving it. I guess everyone else kind of is too. We already touched on this when it first launched, but it's now consistently beating Fortnite as the hottest game in town.
It's true, it is, it really is.
So much for all those people saying they were gonna boycott EA.
They're not. It turns out more than ever on Origin.
Yep,
So-
everyone's playing it.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, they're only boycotting EA's bad games.
Got it.
That makes sense, and Respawn doesn't make bad games, do? Apex Legends actually got 25 million downloads in its first week, destroying Fortnite's record, which was 10 million over its first 2 weeks. Still not a small feat. Good
No.
work all in all.
No, those are huge.
It's fine.
Plus 8.28 million hours of Apex were streamed on Twitch in one day, topping Fortnite's 6.6 million on July 20th. It had more than 1 million concurrents at 1.2.
A pretty big part of that is probably that EA asked a bunch of famous streamers to play it.
They did.
Ninja did.
Yep.
So did King Richard. I wonder why they didn't ask us though.
Yeah.
Any thoughts?
Why didn't
Too busy playing Tetris.
One of us could have been Apex Legends' ninja. Think about it.
Alana, you could have been Ninja.
It seems like that guy already exists, actually.
Shit.
Yeah, his name is Kobe Meadows, or Dizzy, because none of them have normal names. And it's looking like he's the best Apex player in the world. He got signed to a pro team, and on that same day, killed 33 of the 59 opponents in one match.
No! He killed more than half the server? Come on.
Yeah, fuck
Such a
that
big
guy.
map though. How do
That's
you,
not fair.
how do you find them?
Sometimes I get one kill.
So we're like 3 minutes away from him milkshake ducking, right? He's
Oh,
gonna.
please no.
Internet lore is weird.
Well, look, I could have done the 33 in one day. I could do that. I could do that in the first hour. When I started Apex Legends, I was a pro.
Sure, yeah.
A week ago?
Where's your contract, Bruce?
I already got it, Lawrence. I didn't tell you about it.
So there's pro Apex teams?
Yeah, they started that really, really quickly. Yeah, it
I
was a
can't
good
keep
idea.
up,
The
man.
speed of this is starting to worry me.
They gotta get ahead of everyone else.
But even if we aren't going to be the next esports gamer superstar.
We are.
Oh, yeah. We still really do like the game.
Oh, yeah.
Alana, you've actually been playing a bunch of it.
Yeah, so have you, Bruce. I know, Adam, you only really played yesterday, right?
A little
You
bit.
gotta
yeah.
win.
I
You
finally
gotta
got
fucking win. I
you
don't
gotta
have a win yet.
I'm finally digging it.
I've gotten second 10 times now. It's ridiculous.
What's it like to be a loser?
It hurts, actually. So I played Fortnite, I played PUBG, I played H1Z1, I even played Arma 3. I played pretty much all of them, but Apex Legends is already my favorite of all of that bunch and the one I can see myself playing for the longest amount of time. And I keep trying to pinpoint exactly why I feel that way. And I think, for the most part, it's the progression and how it works across the entire game. Like, sure, other battle royales have weapon upgrades and different tiers for loot, but Apex also gets its hooks on you in terms of heroes.
Yeah, that's right. So for anyone who doesn't know, there's a damage class, a healer, a tank, a tracker, and supporters too. And whichever combination you have is gonna make your team feel different every single match.
Yeah. Some heroes can blind opponents, some can slow enemies down, and some can even track them.
Yeah.
And most of those things come through ultimate abilities, which, like Overwatch, you're just progressively building towards.
Yeah.
You'll update your team on that progress if you're using mics and learning those heroes and how they work over a long span of time. So not only are you getting weapon upgrades and body armor upgrades all the time, which you can attach super quickly compared to, say, PUBG, which is really great,
Yep.
but you're also constantly watching your abilities recharge and getting a sense of growth when it comes to your own skill throughout those individual heroes.
Absolutely.
I think it's both the variety you get from different heroes and the sense of progression in terms of that really makes the game stand out to me.
Yeah. Plus, it's got the ping system.
Oh, that's great. So great.
Which it's probably gonna be really hard to go back to other multiplayer games now that you have this system that works just so well where you don't actually have to talk to anyone.
Nope.
It's very efficient.
Yeah, you just click a button. That's
like
it. It's fantastic. It really is a great idea. If you haven't played yet, you can basically highlight different weapons where you want to go. If you've seen an enemy or armor upgrades, whatever, basically everything. There are quick options for thanking teammates or agreeing with things they pinged to. It's just fantastic. It really is.
Overall, it's probably the most effective battle royale in terms of communication, I guess, or lack thereof. You can even use it to warn your teammates of enemies' locations when you've been down, which is really handy.
Yeah, so when you're knocked out and you're crawling around, you feel like you
Enemies
can't do anything. You can tell people where they are. And a lot of people forget about that. Last but not least, being from the team behind Titanfall, just feels really good.
Yeah.
The first-person shooter, it just feels good. It's fast, tight, very easy to pick up and play. Solid weapon variety, some cool options for traversal across the map.
So a new weapon came out this week.
Yeah, the Havoc.
Yeah, so
really,
they'll probably
really
be giving
cool.
us lots of updates with new weapons and stuff.
You were saying you love the progression. The thing that I think finally clicked over for me is I love that everyone has Hanzo's ability to climb walls.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
great.
Once I figured that out, it became a new game for me. I was a little sour on it when it first came out because it wasn't Titanfall. I wanted a Titanfall battle royale because I love the traversal mechanics in that game.
Yeah.
And so that bummed me out a little bit. But once I figured out, it does have a little bit of it, I was pretty much
the
sold.
climbing and the zip lines and the sliding.
I love the acrobatics of the game. I think it's fun and it feels tight. I think it feels better than Black Ops.
I would agree.
Yeah, I think so too.
I would agree. I really like Black Ops Battle Royale, but this is somehow topped it.
Yeah. We do have to wait to see how this whole thing evolves, of course.
Yeah.
But right now, I think we're pretty sold on it. I mean, also it's a free game, so
Woo, free game.
Totally free.
it's easy to be sold on.
Mark my words, there are going to be Titans in this game at some point.
Ooh, you think so?
I think so. I think they're going to change the map. I think they're going to maybe make it 100 and add some Titans. They should, because it's Titan.
It's not,
How would
though.
that
They should.
work?
I don't know.
We did a whole
I
new
think they're
story
gonna
on how
make
this thing is and isn't Titanfall.
I think they're going to do it. Mark my words.
All right.
That said, there are plenty of microtransactions in Apex Legends. Unlocking the 2 locked heroes takes a while. It really takes a long time.
Yeah.
There are tons of cosmetics to be unlocked, probably so many that it wouldn't be possible without spending a little money.
And just so you know, none of us have actually spent any of our money on it
Nope.
or the company's money.
None.
Nope, we're not touching it. But just so you know, they are there, and it's actually a little surprising. More people aren't mad about it. It is EA. It is microtransactions. You should hate it, but I guess it doesn't matter when the game's good.
It's just odd to me people seem to be giving this one a free pass.
That's free to play.
I guess.
And that's what it is. I did notice that when I signed up for Origin Premier, they gave me credits inside of Apex Legends that I used to unlock that new hero.
So you did give it money.
Well, I gave it for Origin Premier access. I gave Anthem money.
Kind of counts, yeah.
I know. Trust me, I'm an idiot. Something people do seem to be mad about, though. Overkill's The Walking Dead. We actually spoke about this game when it first came out. What did you call it, Alana?
I don't remember my exact words, but basically it's uninspired and boring, which I think is like the worst thing that a video game can be. There are a bunch of technical issues, but it's not completely broken. It's just extremely repetitive and uninteresting, which sucks because it looked cool based on initial trailers. It looked like Left 4 Dead.
It does turn out, though, that it actually made $3.7 million in revenue in the fourth quarter after launching in November, which sounds like a lot of money, but I guess it's not.
Nope.
Oh, tell me more.
Yeah,
Well, Payday 2 made $2.2 million in the exact same quarter, even though it came out in 2013.
Oh,
Same company.
oh,
Yeah. So 3.7 actually not that much.
okay. Apparently, Starbreeze AB, who are basically the parent publisher, had a pre-tax loss of $135 million in quarter 4, which is way up from a loss of $7.3 million in the same quarter the year before. Basically, Overkill's The Walking Dead's commercial failure almost completely destroyed Starbreeze.
My God. Yeah. They even filed for a reconstruction in early 2018 due to a shortage of liquidity, which sure is some lorry bullshit, but it does mean they sold the rights to System Shock 3 to make some money back. So that's cool.
Is that cool?
No.
I mean,
I don't
someone
know.
might
System
actually
Shock.
make System Shock 3.
Oh,
I want it. I want it.
They keep showing the trailers. I just want to play it.
Yeah.
so why that's newsworthy right now, the PlayStation Store sent a bunch of notifications out to people who have pre-ordered the PS4 version of the game, Overkill's The Walking Dead, saying it's canceled.
Wait, that what?
Yeah, this is one of the first times I've ever seen this happen. Basically, people who had pre-ordered the game got a notification saying, "Thank you for pre-ordering Overkill's The Walking Dead. The publisher has notified us that the game is canceled. As a result, we have withdrawn the current pre-order from the PlayStation Store and will cancel all pre-orders. You will receive a refund of your original payment source within 5 to 7 business days. If your original payment source is unavailable, we will refund your purchase amount to your PSN wallet. Sorry for the inconvenience."
Wow.
This is bad.
That's a big wow.
That's really bad.
Wow. Well, then when your game is responsible for the insane amount of publisher losses, it makes sense that they wouldn't have the money to finish the console ports for the game.
But confusingly, they're also saying it's not true,
What?
which is why I really wanted to talk about this one. So basically, anyone who's pre-ordered the game on PS4 got a thing saying that the game has been canceled, but then Publisher 505 Games tweeted saying, "We just wanted to clear up the position on the Overkill The Walking Dead on console and confirm that the game has not been canceled, purely postponed while development is ongoing. We will share further news as soon as possible."
Well,
Okay.
wait, so it's been postponed, not canceled.
Yes.
Delayed?
That sounds like a delay to me.
Okay, that actually comes after an earlier delay. It was delayed from November to February, and now from February to the infinity.
Yeah, so my guess, and why I really wanted to talk about this one, is that it's a lie.
Oh.
Starbreeze AB is a publicly traded company, and their stocks took an enormous dive in November last year, right after The Walking Dead came out. They technically have two stocks, Star A and Star B. The corporate structure is really odd, but they have pretty similar rise and fall, so let's just group them together. So for example, Star B went from 8.35 on November 6th, the day The Walking Dead launched, to a low of 0.6
Oh,
on
jeez.
December 3rd. It tanked them. It's really bad, a brutal drop, and the company's probably still on the brink of destruction here.
Yeah.
So announcing the cancellation of the console version of the game right now could drop their stocks even lower and formally completely tank the company.
Yeah.
I think it's going to happen. They're just not ready to tell everyone yet because business.
Oh my god. Well, for people who got that weird message on PSN, I guess stay tuned. Don't get your hopes up that the game is still going to be coming out. But of course, keep in mind that it hasn't officially been canceled either. We'll just keep you updated.
Yeah.
But I don't know, it doesn't sound good.
That's a bummer. That's all the way a bummer, all the way around. Now on to one of the most important talks we will ever address on this show, Gaming Week.
Boobs?
Boobs.
Big
Oh.
old video game boob.
I thought that was a typo. That's
No,
why I
it's
waited.
not.
Oh.
But this time, it's the lack of them.
Oh!
Yeah.
That's a change.
As usual, our virtual breast enthusiast Lawrence is here for some hard talk. Get it? On the matter.
No, boobs are soft.
That's right, boys and girls. We shouldn't be exclusionary here because everyone loves boobs. Everyone
Everybody
in between.
loves them,
No
yeah.
matter what you identify, one of the 25,000 genders. But if we're being honest, there hasn't been a whole lot of tittage in video games lately. So this actually first occurred to me, or rather I realized it when I saw a NeoGAF thread from Rurouni Kenshin back in December, titled, quote,
yeah.
"Is there any fan service in Western games for straight men anymore?" Yes, it's from an anime avatar, because of course it is. But there's still an interesting point to be made here. So the thread points to Shadow of the Tomb Raider, noting that out of the 34 costumes in the game, none of them are sexually revealing or titillating at all.
Okay.
Similarly, the Spider-Man character Black Cat, that has always been a sort of voluptuous femme fatale, is wearing a full-body catsuit in Insomniac Spider-Man. There was even a bizarre incident where Twitter user Lena Laser pointed out that Lady's design in Devil May Cry 5 is way more frumpier and more masculine than her previous designs.
Such a harsh thing to say about someone.
It's true, though.
Someone
It might be
being
true.
masculine.
And a lot of people dogpiled on Lena for saying it, and she was just like, "Look, I like seeing pretty girls in games. What's
Yeah.
the problem with that?" And to put a big embarrassing nipple on the top of this boob sundae, everyone's favorite idiot, One Angry Gamer, pointed out that Jade's design in the upcoming Mortal Kombat 11 is far more demure and covered than her previous creepy botched 80s tit job look. That's just kind of synonymous with Mortal Kombat, or at least it has been. They all kind of look like, just like porno rejects. But it's getting better. God bless you, NetherRealm. So he kind of shot himself in the foot later, and without a hint of irony, calling for the world to consider boner culture.
Is there boner culture? I didn't know that.
I mean, there used to be. That
I
was basically
guess.
video games. Yeah, all video games were all about
awesome.
boner culture until
Yeah,
I
I
want to
suppose.
say 2012.
There's enough people on this planet that you can have a club for anything. Doesn't make
Amen.
it good.
Boner club. Where everybody shows up with boners.
I mean, that was just high school for us, so whatever.
And we're all trying to get back there. So the thing is, they're right. Western developed games have shifted in terms of their depiction of women.
Yeah, they have.
I'm not saying that's a bad thing in the slightest.
No.
I guess if you really like titties, it's bad, but let's be real. We're coming off of 2 decades plus of the biggest, bounciest video game titties you can ask for.
That's a good point, yeah.
A little variety is not necessarily a bad thing here. Ideally, games would give you the choice to play with sexy characters, both male and female if you want. I mean, accordingly, Spider-Man allows you to play as a ripped to fuck Peter Parker and his little Spidey drawls. It's the first game I can think of in recent memory that has more male skin than female skin, which again, as somebody who's been playing games for over 2 decades, it's a nice breath of fresh masculine air. However, I acknowledge that it's awfully easy to ask game developers to make content that caters to every single audience, but in the real world, content costs time and money, and the developers have to make choices about how to spend their resources and what to make. And to be honest, we currently live in a landscape where perceived female exploitation, even in a virtual setting, can lead to massive blowback, so why take the risk? The thing I find most heartening about this weird turn of no tits is that there's clear evidence here that video games are just moving through a cultural phase like movies, music, and every other kind of art. Right now, we're in a phase where Western games respect women. Almost to a fault, especially if you want to see some boobs. There are still some titty games out there, by the way, if you're not familiar. Senran Kagura is a game about all the boobs of the anime rainbow. There it is. Yeah, it's seriously, the roster is packed with titty ninjas that cater to every preference and proclivity for the discerning game player. Check it out if you're really starved for that video jiggle. Also, Dead or Alive 6 coming out next Friday. But apart from that, if you're a boob-starved fella trying to appreciate that your needs have been served for decades now, it's okay to hand the spank material across the aisle once or twice.
Or just play Japanese games.
Amen. Man, Japanese understand what we want and need, which is a giant octopus tentacle slapping around a titty girl wearing bikini.
Is it weird to point at Dead or Alive and go, look, a saving grace when the lead director was excused from the company for sexual harassment?
Yeah. So this is all sort of dodging the idea that depictions of women lead to bad behavior in the real world.
Which they may.
They may.
Yeah.
I'm not a psychologist. I also am not a researcher. I can't really speak to that. I do think that there are a group of people like myself, well-adjusted, mature, women-respecting individuals that also like seeing a titty here and there. So it is, I won't say a bummer, but it is just an interesting thing to note that, yeah, the needle actually did shift there. I'm okay with it. I actually really like Jade's design of Mortal Kombat 11. I think it's way better than her wearing like a weird green strap with just the creepiest balloon tits you've ever seen.
Yeah.
So I don't mind it, but at the same time, like looking at boob
I
here
mean,
and
I
there.
think Claire Redfield is a little more coveted in RE2 than she was originally.
And Ada 100% is.
She still
Ada
walks
was wearing
around
like a
in heels like an
nightgown.
idiot. No, she still kind of has that.
A little bit. It's under her like.
She's wearing like
detective
some
cloak, though.
extremely sexy dress.
Under her like overcoat though.
Yeah.
So she's all deep throaty, pun intended. But yeah, in the original game, she was wearing like a weird nightgown with high heels, fighting zombies.
Well, I guess that'll do it for Lawrence's boob monologue.
Yeah, for more daily news like this, be sure to check out the Inside Gaming channel,
That's right.
where we do this basically 5 days a week.
We don't talk about tits every day, though.
Not really. Yeah. We got some story about Anthem. It's basically the Anthem channel right now. Check out the Anthem channel.
Well, and if you're watching this on Friday, we actually have a pretty big setup of Apex Legends, to Alana's point about how it's bizarre that people are giving it a pass because it is an EA product. There may be something more to that. So if you're interested in that, take a look. I'm actually really proud of that report.
All right, there you go. Watch it there on the Inside Gaming channel. Or this is Funhaus too. You can watch a Funhaus video, whatever.
Watch whatever you want. Yeah. Boobs.
Boobs.
EA, more like eat my ass.
Nice, got it.
Bam!
What Bruce means to say is that Apex might be a fun game and all, but what good is it if it's fueling the evilest empire ever?
No, I said eat my ass. EA, more like eat my ass.
You didn't hear that.
Well, we have good news for you. It looks like EA